Autzen Stadium is loud after the Brandon Finney 35-yard pick six tied us at 20. The Hoosiers will get the ball back. 12:42 left in regulation. The number 3 Oregon Ducks trying to stave off the number 7 Indiana Hoosiers. Both of these teams unbeaten, but only one will remain after this one is done and dusted. Atticus Sappington kicking off. Oregon moving right to left. Indiana will get the ball back. The question is, how do they respond? Sappington's kick is in the air, fading towards the left side. It is into the end zone for a touchback. And Fernando Mendoza brings the Indiana offense back onto the field after that pick six. He needs a short memory.
He absolutely does. And that's where no Heisman quarterback doesn't make mistakes. No Heisman quarterback doesn't throw interceptions. It's how they respond to those mistakes and those interceptions in a 2020 game like this against a top 5 team in their own place. Rain's coming down here now pretty hard too.
And they say it never rains at Autzen Stadium.
Not true.
Mendoza in the shotgun, Hemby to his right, 2 receivers left, 1 to the near side right. Mendoza lifts his leg and he takes the snap. Hands off to Hemby, reverses field, and he's brought down at about the 28-yard line by Brandon Finney, who just had that pick six. It looked like as Hemby tried to cut, he slipped.
Finney's slow to get up a little bit. I think he'll be okay. I think it's just a shaking up kind of thing.
And you wonder if that slight rain that we've had on and off throughout the afternoon maybe plays a factor on this turf playing surface here at Autzen. 12:15 left, fourth quarter. Indiana and Oregon tied at 20. Mendoza barking out instructions at his offensive linemen. 4 receivers, all close to the line of scrimmage, 2 on either side. Hemby to Mendoza's left. Mendoza wants the snap. He gets it chest high. Quick pass underneath, caught by Omar Cooper, and he fights forward for the first down. Comes up, pumped up. Jaden Kennedy made contact a couple yards shy of the sticks, but Cooper was able to power past him up to the 36. 1st and 10, Indiana.
Omar Cooper's small, but he's got a motor that just does not stop him. The yards after catch, even when minimal, in a situation like that where it's right in front of the sticks and it gets the first down, are so big.
Ball on the right hash, Indiana at its own 36-yard line. Mendoza in the shotgun, Hemby to his left. 2 receivers spread out to the field side left, 1 near side to the right is E.J. Williams. Mendoza takes the snap, pressure in his face. He checks it down to Hemby, who is tackled immediately right as he makes the catch. And Ben, we talked about in the first half how we didn't say Bryce Betcher's name, but right there, Betcher makes another great tackle. That's only a gain of 3.
Well, we've said his name a lot in the second half, on the contrary. I mean, he's been spectacular, been everywhere. I think there's been some fire lit under him in that locker room by Dan Lanning. He's kind of the leader of that defense, and he's responding.
2nd down and 7. Clock ticking under 11 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. We're tied at 20. Mendoza motions Hemby behind him in the backfield. Lifts his left leg and takes the snap. Hands off to Hemby, running right. He's got a little bit of a crease up past the 40. He falls backwards to the 41, but still 3rd down and long for Indiana. They give him the 42 before Tion Gray was there on the stop. Mateo Uyunglele, the edge rusher, also in there. So 3rd down and 4 from Indiana's own 42-yard line. Mendoza going quickly, takes the snap, looking left. Now he checks it down to Riley Nowakowski, who is brought down short of the sticks by Aaron Flowers, the safety coming up to make the stop.
That's a free play here. We're going to get a legal substitution for Oregon. I think it was Tuioli was not off the field yet in time.
So that was why Indiana went quickly, perhaps. And they got offsides.
Yeah, he was in the Indiana backfield trying to get off the field.
Trying to get toward the sideline. So a wise move there by Indiana to go quickly and snap that ball. Surprised Dan Lanning maybe didn't use a timeout to avoid that penalty.
It is interesting. I mean, this is a game where you really feel like it's going to come down to needing a lot of timeouts in the last play or last drive kind of thing. But
the Oregon fans don't like it. You're not going to see it from the end zone camera. It was off to the side away from the play. You saw it. I did not. So after the penalty, Indiana moves up to its own 47. Clock ticking, 10:15 left in the fourth quarter. We're tied at 20 from Autzen Stadium. Kalen Black is the running back in the game now for Indiana. 3 receivers in the formation as Black motions to Mendoza's right side. Mendoza takes the snap, hands off to Kalen Black, running up the middle. He gets a couple of yards before he is spun around and brought down by Blake Purchase, the edge rusher out of Colorado. He does a little bit of everything. He'll drop into coverage. He'll make plays like that, stopping the run. A short gain of just 1 yard. 2nd down and 9 now for Indiana.
We've seen Purchase make a lot of plays today. I didn't think I expected him to get this much playing time, but he has made an impact. He's really good off that edge.
Ball in the bottom left corner of the Oregon O at midfield. Indiana spreading the field now. 2 receivers spread out to the right, 1 out to the left along the numbers. Mendoza takes the snap, hands off to Kalen Black. He's got a lot of room to run up the middle. Out past the Oregon 45, down to the 44, before Bryce Betcher in there once again to make the stop. So another 3rd down and manageable. Indiana going quickly here. 3rd down and 1. Mendoza in the gun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The tailback is Kalen Black, and another false start for Indiana. Ben, they had done a good job, had the Hoosiers, of avoiding those pre-snap penalties here in the second half. But that's the 2nd time in this game we've seen a 3rd and 1 become a 3rd and 6 because of a false start.
It just can't happen. And those are the things that it's so tough in an environment like this. We've seen it happen a lot for Indiana. It especially gets so much more difficult when you try to hurry up and catch the defense off guard. Sometimes you catch your own players at offensive line off guard.
8:58 left, 4th quarter. We're tied at 20. Roman Hemby is the tailback as Indiana breaks huddle now on 3rd and 6 from the Oregon 49. Mendoza in the shotgun, 3 receivers stacked to the right side. Mendoza lifts his left leg, takes a head-high snap. It's a 4-man rush. He checks it down to Elijah Surratt. He's got the first down out past the 40, brought down at the 35 by Brandon Finney. Surratt ran a quick out route right there. Finney playing well off, and Surratt took advantage, hustled up there, and Indiana keeps the chains moving.
So Oregon's made an adjustment. In the second half, they've put Brandon Finney on Elijah Surratt. That's why we haven't heard Surratt's name called a lot in this second half. It's the first time Surratt's been able to break it out. We've talked about how great Finney's been this year.
Surratt, 6 receptions for 84 yards. Indiana's leading receiver this afternoon. 1st and 10 from the Oregon 36, 8:15 and counting left in regulation. Mendoza takes the snap, hands off to Roman Hemby running right, trying to find a crease. He powers forward to the 33 before being brought down by a gaggle of Duck defenders. Mateo Uyunglele, DJ's younger brother, the first on the scene.
He's done a little bit more stopping the run today than anything in the backfield with any passes, which is what I've been surprised with.
7:48 left in this 4th quarter. Indiana and Oregon deadlocked at 20 after Brandon Finney's pick 6 on Indiana's last possession. Hoosiers moving the ball well. It's 2nd and 6, ball on the right hash at the 32-yard line. 2 receivers spread out to the left. Charlie Becker, the lone man, on the right side out wide. Mendoza takes the snap, and a flag flies. And guess what, Ben? I think we've got another false start.
This is a receiver this time, I believe.
And this Autzen Stadium crowd's so loud, I couldn't tell who the penalty was on.
They say 32. I don't recall 32 on Indiana's
62.
offense.
I think they got Drew Evans, the left guard.
That would be a second.
And I've lost count at this point, Ben, of how many false starts Indiana has committed in this game. That is Indiana's 8th penalty.
I think it's 5 false starts.
Feels like almost all of them have been pre-snap penalties, too. So now behind the sticks.
It's 6. They just showed it up there because it is a credit to this crowd, and they're going to take credit for it here at Autzen.
2nd and 11, Indiana at the Oregon 37-yard line now. Mendoza brings a man in motion to the near side, takes the snap, screen pass Surratt. Surratt's got blockers. He's out past the 20, 15, forced out of bounds inside the 10 by Dylan Thieneman. And Ben, right there, Indiana using Oregon's aggression to its advantage. Surratt had blockers, and just like that, the penalty yardage is erased. 1st and goal, Indiana from the 8 with a chance to take the lead.
The biggest difference between this game versus the Ohio State game last year and the Notre Dame game last year is when there's been crucial moments like that where Indiana needs to make a play, it's been just those one-play situations where they've been able to break out.
Ball on the right hash. 1st and goal, Indiana from the 8. 2 receivers spread out to the left side. E.J. Williams spread out to the right. Mendoza takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws over the middle, tipped and incomplete. Just a tick behind Omar Cooper. Jaden Kennedy had the coverage. Aaron Flowers back there as well. And I feel like, Ben, if Mendoza hits Cooper in the numbers, that might be a touchdown, but it was also really good coverage.
It might be a touchdown if he hits him in the numbers. There's also a chance he tips that ball. If somebody's back there, there's a chance for an interception there. So I think both teams may be, happy to go back into this play with a 2nd and goal.
Clock stops, 6:33 to go in the fourth after the incompletion. Hoosiers looking to find pay dirt and break the 2020 tie. Mendoza in the gun, 3 receivers in the formation. Hemby is the tailback. Mendoza takes the snap, looking to the left side, now brings his eyes back to the right. Tucks, throws toward the end zone, out of the back of the end zone, and incomplete. As Holden Stays was in the area, the backup tight end, the transfer from Tennessee. But now 2 unfruitful passing plays. That one coming from the pressure from Amari Washington, and now it's 3rd down and goal from the 8-yard line. Surprised that Indiana didn't run the ball on either of those 2 plays.
I am too. I thought that Mendoza could have kept it there and picked up a few. I know you want to be careful, but there's no chance for a completion to the back. You got your second-string tight end Holden Stays and 3 defenders around him.
Stays, not a big pass catcher for Indiana, just 4 receptions this season. So Indiana breaking huddle. And Curt Cignetti wants a timeout.
Yeah.
Right as they broke the huddle, the Hoosiers head coach Cignetti calling timeout. This will be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. But, Ben, if you're Oregon and you can force Indiana to settle for a field goal attempt, then you're in a situation where you get the ball back and you have a chance to go down, score a touchdown, and potentially win the game. So this is a massive 3rd down coming up here.
Keep in mind, Nick, the only points that Oregon's offense has scored in the second half is because they got their drive started in plus territory thanks to a putt from Indiana's own end zone. The only touchdown they have this half is from the pick 6 from Brandon Finney. The offense hasn't had anything in the second half. For how little they had in the first half, it's been even less in the second half. But all it takes is one drive at this point. I mean, for Indiana, you put together a really nice drive and absolutely would love to take the lead no matter what, but you really want 7 here.
Absolutely, and you bring back the Oregon lack of success in this second half. Just 3 offensive points, very little to speak of on that side of the ball. Maybe this is 2 downs for Indiana to find the end zone.
Maybe. Emphasis on the maybe.
Very big maybe.
That'll be an interesting call, though, to see what happens here. I think we'll get an idea of what he wants on what this play is for Indiana. Do they go for the end zone, or do they set up for 2 plays?
2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Hemby is the tailback. Mendoza in the shotgun. Looking at a 4-man front. Now they bring pressure. Mendoza out of his hands quickly to the end zone. Caught by Surratt. Touchdown, Indiana. And the Hoosiers have the lead. Waffle House is always open, Ben. That is his 8th reception of the day. He had a key touchdown catch against Iowa and potentially a huge play in the final 6.5 minutes. The Boo Birds coming down. I think maybe they wanted offensive pass interference.
Ife Obategwu was pleading for a pass interference after that, which I find funny because he has been involved on the 2 big no calls for defensive pass interference in the middle of this ballgame.
Nico Radicic on for the extra point to make it a 27-20 Indiana lead. The kick is up, and it is center cut. The far side referee lost his hat, calling that kick good. 6:23 left in this 4th quarter. Wonder, that timeout that Cignetti called proving to be huge, perhaps. We will take a quick break here from Autzen Stadium. Gut check time for this Oregon offense. It's been stagnant in the second half so far. Might be do or die for Dante Moore and the Ducks when we come back here on WIUX, your home for Hoosier Sports.